Was Aaron Carter really the cash cow of his family? Find out more watching AfterBuzz.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, Buzz.
Hello, and hello, everyone. Welcome back to Marraige Bootcamp Family Edition, Season 15.
We couldn't believe it was Season 15.
15, Episode 1, Caution. I'm your girl, Zakiyyah Wilbert, and I have my lovely co-host with me, Joleen Lunzer.
Hello, guys.
Hi. Now, we're going to be talking about everything that involves these families. So we have the families when they meet, unpacking family issues, themed rooms. We also have a special segment with we're going to discuss other dysfunctional families and some news about Aaron Carter's new tattoo. So, you guys need to stay tuned because we're staying tuned. And yeah, again, I love everything that has to do with counseling and making sure that our families stay together. Yeah. What do you love? Why do you love this show so much?
I love this show because it brings such drama and great entertainment. And also you hear about all these stories outside in the media. And then when they actually bring them into the show, a lot of it I found through these 15 seasons are actually authentic.
Yep.
And they're actually sharing things and more information for us to get to know. And I'm just... pretty much, I like drama, and I've been in therapy a long time, so I can relate.
Yes, here we have it. Joleen is our super fan of Marraige Bootcamp. But what were your overall thoughts of the show? It was pretty crazy.
This was crazy.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very interesting season because we're dealing with issues of child stars and the effect that has on them later in life. And I think we've seen so much of that just in the media and just with stars, even with like Britney Spears recently and things. So it's going to be a good season.
It definitely is. I find it so crazy that we're already seeing problems.
Yeah.
Like it didn't give us a slow build up.
No.
It was right in your face. This is what you did. This is what such and such did. So these families are really messed up. But I mean, what family isn't really messed up?
That's the thing.
We're all kind of messed up.
Yeah, and I think that's why people can relate, but they're just messed up on another level because you add money and fame into that, and then that just magnifies whatever problem you have going on.
Right.
Everybody's got an alcoholic uncle, or is an alcoholic. You know what I mean? So,
So let's go meet the uncles.
Yeah.
No,
let's not.
Let's not really meet them. But speaking of the family, so all the families met together, and we got an introduction with a lot of the different families. What I saw personally was Aaron and Corey are very self-absorbed.
Yes.
For me, just like listening to them talk to other families and introduce themselves, I felt like I wouldn't want to sit and have a conversation with them if it was only going to be about them. I love them dearly, but I just wouldn't want to sit there and like subject myself to that. What were your thoughts about the families like getting to know each other and overall like?
Well, I think you make a great point. And I think that comes with being a child star, never being told no, and it's just a very unnatural position to put children in, and so you never really develop past that, and you become your resume, and that's basically what Corey and Aaron did. Instead of saying, "Hi, nice to meet you, I'm from, Ventura," he was like, "I've been in 75,000 movies, I've made $16.5 million. That's why I liked Michael, Laura's dad, because he's like, that's 5 minutes I can't get back. So he's got his own problems with his daughter, but he has a really good sense of humor and kind of almost the audience read on the show, where he's just looking at it like, oh, well, okay, we didn't need to know all that.
Yes.
You know when you meet someone and they give you too much info?
Yeah.
I'm usually that person that gives too much info.
I thought overall, like, they were super funny to me, the Govins. They were kind of, like, bashing every family that came in, like, ha, ha, ha. That's probably, like, me and my cousins low-key.
I love it. Yes.
Like, not really bashing, but kind of just, like, poking fun, like, what?
Just, like,
what?
reading everyone.
Yes,
just like, oh, okay,
exactly.
I see that.
Alexis and her mom had a lot to say, honey.
Oh, that's what you said when we were watching. You're like, wow, Alexis sure has a lot to say for someone who has all these... It's almost like she wants to be Dr. V.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Ish.
And she kept saying, she's like, yeah, because I know, because I've been in counseling. I'm like, okay, girl.
She even gave the years 8 years in counseling.
You don't need this show then.
I know.
She should be one of the producers.
She should.
But the families went on to unpack their issues, and it got super serious. We saw a lot of tears shedding. What were your overall thoughts about the reaction that Jane had with her what she had the money with Aaron's face on it, she kind of laughed a little and then she cried. I was confused with her emotions.
Jane literally is at a point in her life, I think, and I'm just, this is just me speculating, but at a point in her life where if she actually came to terms with what she's done in her family and the mistakes she's made, it would have to be a big pill she'd have to swallow, and she'd have to do a lot of work on herself. And if she is an alcoholic, like Aaron said, she's definitely not ready for that if she's not even open enough to say she's an alcoholic. So it was sad to see her be in such denial, because really all he wanted was his mom to be like, yeah, your points are valid. I did do that during your childhood, and I'm sorry, and let's move forward. But she can't even admit what she did. She wants to blame it on his dad, who's now passed, and every other thing, and say, I earned that money. Well,
yeah.
Did ya? Right.
And it's clear to see that Aaron obviously was hurt by being the cash cow. He needed a hug. I know. And it saddens me to see that he is hurting so bad. But like I was telling you outside of the show, I kind of think like when will he take accountability of his own actions? Because we do hear that, Aaron, you're not, this angel child. So when do you take accountability? Because at this point, like, you see this pattern, you're going down this path. I understand of people making mistakes. I get that. Like, you may have dabbled in drugs. You may have made all these mistakes. But when are you going to say, okay, this is who I got to be for myself?
Yeah. I feel like Aaron won't be at peace because Aaron's 31 now, until he might have to just accept the fact that his mom's never going to change and give him the answers that he wants. But he can move forward and make better decisions for his own family, whether he gets married one day or has kids or just for himself.
Yeah. So it was so funny to me, speaking of another family, the Govins, which I low-key think they're super funny. They are full of crap. Apparently, with the gift they got, each of their presents were full of crap. What does that mean to you, just like viewing how the families interacted with each other?
It was funny, but it's also really sad. When you hear Laura's story and her saying that she was molested by a family member, and your dad, like, when you're born into this world, your parents are the ones that are supposed to protect you. And if you're 13 years old, and whether she told him at the time or later in life, for your dad to say you're lying or to even question that's heartbreaking. That just would shatter everything, So to hear her dad say she was full of shit, I was just like, wow, you're the dad. You're supposed to believe your girl.
Yep. And you know what was so funny? Watching Gloria, her reaction to Michael, which was, she really didn't have much to say. So sometimes I'm like, is it really a Michael and Laura issue? Or is it a problem that Gloria never steps up? And why are you never saying anything?
Good point,
right.
Zakiyyah.
Why are you so quiet? And she knows she's quiet, so I'm just all the way confused with that dynamic.
Yeah, and it's strange for a mother. I mean, I'm not a mother, but you would think the mom would step in. I know it's the marriage too, but that's your child.
Right.
Talk to your husband, who you chose to spend your life with, and say, hey, we got to back our daughter here, instead of just staying silent knowing she's hurting so much.
Exactly. Especially being a woman first.
Yes.
Before a wife and before you're a mother, just being a woman and knowing a situation. Maybe she didn't go through that situation, but maybe you heard other stories. I don't know. Something would just be like, hey, something's not right. Like, if our daughter said she was molested, maybe this is something we should take, like, a look at.
Yes. It was too much. And it was sad to see Laura say, if my kids, like, if they killed someone, I'd be in the car with them riding. So somewhere in between, the family has to find a happy medium, because maybe, she's so, like, will die for her kids, and her dad doesn't even believe anything.
Yeah.
She says.
Which which family did you love the most? I mean, they're
the
all great
Govins
families.
are the funniest.
Yeah.
But I'm partial to the Feldmans just because I'm a huge Corey fan, and you and I talked about this because I'm older than you.
I wanted you to plug that.
Yes, because I grew up with the two Coreys, and I loved Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, and R.I.P. Corey Haim. He passed away, I think, in 2009, and they were my crushes, when you're young, and you pick those two, and they were huge movie stars, and they made movies that are, still stand the test of time to this day. Lost Boys, well, that was both of them, but Stand By Me was Corey Feldman, Dream a Little Dream, License to Drive. So I like my little girl heartbeats, even with that long string of hair
that
I just want to cut off.
Yeah, he's like tucking it behind his ear.
Corey, you're better than that. You're better than that, Corey. But he always has a very eccentric
Yes.
style. That's always been how he is. So I guess he's being true to himself. So I guess they're my fave, just based on, that I've always loved the Coreys.
I always love the girls. I know what else we love. We love AfterBuzz. Please tell us why.
Yes, we love AfterBuzz. We love being the ESPN of Talk TV, you guys. So please, we appreciate you so much, and appreciate it even more when you like, subscribe, comment on our video, even if you're watching this after the live comes out and the video is posted on AfterBuzz's YouTube. Leave us a comment, give us 5 stars on iTunes, and all that lovely stuff. And we so appreciate you.
Yep, we do. So afterwards, we seen that the families got themed rooms.
Ugh.
Oh my!
The themed rooms on Marraige Bootcamp are always the worst.
They seriously were. I mean, like, your favorites couldn't even sleep in there. Like, we love animals.
Well, he's a vegan.
Oh, so am I.
He's like, oh, awesome. So he's like PETA, vegan, and like him and his first wife. I know way too much about Corey Feldman. Susie. They have a child together. I think his name is I thought it was Zen. It's probably not Zen. But maybe it is. They were with PETA and, activists and all that. So I could see a little bit, but it's also that Hollywood thing where I can't sleep here. It's like, you can though.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely could. But I felt like when they chose the keys, it happened too fast. And I felt like your favorites kind of dictated everything. Again, I feel like Corey he's very much a leader. And it's so crazy because he was mentioning how he didn't grow up with his family. He got the book with no pictures.
He got emancipated at 15 from his family.
But he always takes that leadership role. And I wonder if it's because he never had he didn't have a family, so he always knew he had to be a step ahead of everyone else. What are your thoughts about him?
Well, I think, yes, being emancipated at 15, having to kind of be your own person. I mean, that you're completely leaving your parents at such a young age. And also with Hollywood, I think it's a little bit of ego. You're used to getting your way. He was a huge star at one time. And, he's, faltered through the years trying to find his place in entertainment, and also with him coming forward, talking about, I don't know if you know much about Corey Feldman, being an advocate for not. So it's interesting that he's in this show with Aaron Carter, and they're both talking about child stars, because he's definitely an advocate for not putting children in the entertainment business, because he alleges that he received abuse when he was young, him and other actors that he knows. So
I can see that by when he told his story of how he was placed in a room, and if he didn't know his lines, he would get beat, which was crazy.
And that's
to
just
me.
his parents. And then he also alleges abuse from people within the industry, grown adults, like sexual abuse and things like that. It's horrible.
Yeah, his story, it's honestly super sad, but I do feel like he put the blinders on, because I just want to let you guys know, everyone received these keys, and the Phelps, they were dictating everything to me. And so his key that he gave himself and his family, the high road. And it was so interesting because the
most positive one, with the connotation that positive, he gave it.
Yes. And it's so interesting to me, because I wonder if, I know he often talks about the problems that he has, but I wonder if he actually has dealt with them, because it just seems like he's always saying this and that, but has he dealt with it, and what will we see in the future from their family?
And his poor brother, because I never even knew he had a brother, or that his brother was in the business, and it just seems like they go on and off with talking for years and then not talking for years, and then you have the wife. She's basically Corey's cheerleader and knows and she memorized his resume, which is impressive.
Yeah.
But a little strange.
Very strange. Yes. But she needs to be the better, the glue, I guess they wanted her to be.
Then the match.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk about the Bellinos. Is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alexis Bellino, she was a Real Housewives of Orange County for many seasons. And she was in just a marriage that the guy...
He was terrible.
No
it
good.
seems like it. But her mom also had that same issue.
Yes.
And their room was a beach theme. And I wonder, was that beach theme kind of indicating you pretend it's all peachy and beachy and you put up this front, but really you guys are broken inside? Okay. And the messed up part was she told her mom she hated her. What she said, that was really messed up.
And it's on the wall.
Yeah, it's on the wall. So every day they wake up, I'm I wouldn't be able to sleep there.
No,
but
I hate you, Mom. You wake up oh, God, I'm going to roll over to the other side.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Their situation is horrible, especially her mom having no emotions. She seriously doesn't have emotion.
No, her mom has the mentality of what I think like a surfer dude in Santa Monica. I was like, she was just like, I guess I just don't really know how to feel. So I don't know why she's at that point. Maybe she's become desensitized to it.
Maybe.
And maybe it's another situation like Jane Carter, where if she actually comes to terms, even though I feel like her mom is a little less in denial than Jane is.
Yeah.
I feel like she gets what she did, but she wants Alexis to kind of move on sooner.
Yeah, because Alexis is caught up on that her mom cheated on her dad. And I kind of feel like at some point that's not your responsibility as an adult or child to care about. At that point, it's for the parents to deal with. I get as a child how it can affect you, and because she said she had some eating disorder, so I totally get it because my parents were divorced, so I understand. But at some point, she does need to let that go because I feel like she's carrying her parents' burden onto her own personal life, and that's not fair to you or your children and anybody else you plan on being in a relationship with.
And she was probably triggered even more with her own divorce, and then I mean, I'm just speculating, but probably then blamed her mom. Like, well, if I wouldn't have been from a broken home, I could have saved my marriage.
Yes.
When really, if you ever watch The Real Housewives of Orange County, and again, it's a reality show, so we don't really see what's going on inside their home, but you could see cracks in the foundation of that marriage that she had, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I mean, she gotta understand sometimes it just happens. Like, you meet someone, you think you love them, and hey, you getting divorced. I mean, that's life. It's messed up way to think about it, but sometimes relationships aren't meant to be salvaged. Hopefully her mom and her can salvage their relationship.
Because her mom does seem sweet.
She does.
She doesn't show much emotion, but she's not like with Jane. It kind of threw me off because she would be laughing after that big reveal and opening the gifts and all that. And then when they were up there, the Govins were opening their shit boxes. Yeah. Jane's back there going, poop, you know, and it seems like she's very emotionally immature, where I don't think Alexis's mom is as emotionally immature as Jane is.
Yeah, because Jane is in denial. She believes that she's
partying. And
what was the syndrome you said she possibly could have?
Well, I said she just has like classic behavior like if she is in fact an alcoholic, like Aaron alleges, you know, a lot of her behavior is indicative of that. So
yeah, Aaron. Let's
I like this.
Let's touch on it. Aaron is really aggressive with his mom. And I know that it's probably annoying him that she doesn't admit to whatever he wants her to admit to. But he's super aggressive. And I feel like he needs to just a little bit, like, we love you. We understand, like, all the hardships you had to go through. But at some point, like I was saying, he needs to take accountability, maybe calm down a little, have a conversation.
Accountability, I think, is a huge part of it because there's been other things, because we were talking about before the show, there was a show, The Carters, that was in 2006 on E! And I watched it, and it was just with the siblings. And there was a lot of problems there. And since then, because Aaron has, I believe he has a twin sister. And I think it was reported that she might have a restraining order out against him. So there's a lot, it's, you know, there are things to be accountable for. And, you know, he would benefit from probably, you know, delivering it a little kinder or softer, but I can see his anger and also just being frustrated because his mom she's not gonna get it. She doesn't want to.
She doesn't really seem like she wants to. I mean, and Michael with Laura doesn't seem like they want to get over their problems either.
He's like, 10 days? How am I going to do this in 10 days?
Yeah. And do you believe, because I just, the Govins, going back to them, their relationship is just so finicky, because sometimes I think they're maybe not that bad, and then all of a sudden like a burst of something comes out, like when we see them in their circus themed room. They had the circus themed rooms, and he basically, like, Michael basically was saying the story of, or Laura, how they took her kids and
just took them on a trip.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, you cannot kidnap people's kids, no matter. He's like, I'm the grandparent, and it's like a power issue too.
That you're so right, and that probably is even what you were talking about before with the marriage with the mom, is that Michael's always been the boss of everything, and he doesn't give it all. So even though it's not his kids, he's like, oh well, you're my daughter, they're your kids, I make the rules. You don't want to go, I'll take your kids.
I wonder if he's going to own up to his bull crap, because he seems like he's doing a lot of pointing, but honey, there's fingers pointing back at you, and it doesn't seem like he's going to own up. I feel like him and Laura are very similar in ways.
And the mom is completely not like that
She's
at all.
just like, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. Oh, gosh. Okay. But we have a special segment.
Yes.
And we decided to talk about other dysfunctional families.
that we think might be on here. Well, since we have a Real Housewives, like a recast, or if next season they need someone, if they do another family version, since they have the Real Housewives of Orange County, Alexis Bellino on it, they could also possibly go to Kelly Dodd, who is a Real Housewives of Orange County, and she has been having issues. She hasn't spoken to her own mom in 2 years, or her brother, and they once lived with her. So just throwing it out there, Kelly Dodd, maybe cast her. I mean, I think that would be an interesting story because Kelly is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And is explosive and very blunt.
Oh, gosh. So that would be good.
Yeah, and her mom seems to be the same way. And her brother's somewhere in the middle. So that could just be another person.
Another family to place on this reality show that we love so much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what dysfunctional family I would say. I always want to say the Kardashians.
Yeah. With Rob.
Yes, with Rob especially, like Rob. So I would say the Kardashians, but with Rob's aspects, Black China.
I was going to say
and
Black
his
China
mom.
and just Rob and his mom.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
That's such a good one.
Yeah, because they are like seriously.
Or China and her mom.
No, China and her mom.
Have they ever been on a show about that?
They have their own show on Zeus where
Okay.
they talk about their problems, and I think they possibly have
What's China's mom's name again?
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Oh,
Yes.
Tokyo. She is entertainment.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, pure entertainment.
Pure entertainment.
It would be great to have them both on the
So
show.
good. Oh, I would watch that over anyone I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, China and Tokyo.
But I want Rob to be in it too.
He has to.
He has to because they have the baby. They all kind of
Dream.
connect. Yeah,
Oh,
she's so cute.
she is so cute.
All those babies are cute.
I know, they make good. They make a lot of babies and they make cute babies.
and they're very cute. That is one thing they can do.
Well, apparently Rob's like working out and stuff now. So
oh, check Rob out. You better go ahead.
Zakiyyah's ready.
Not really. All right, we're gonna go into our news and gossip.
Yeah.
TV News.
All right, guys. So we want to bring to you the newest news that we found out about Aaron. So recently, he made some headlines for this amazing, not so amazing face tattoo. So let me tell you the breakdown of this face tattoo. So he explains that it's Medusa, and of course we all know Medusa is a famous figure from the ancient Greece mythology. He said that Medusa is his protector, and if you want, so if any negativity comes to him, he's saying that Medusa will like look and peer into your eyes and you turn into stone, or he's just explaining that's why he got Medusa. And he also explains that the inspiration for Medusa came from his mother, saying that he views her as Medusa because she's her protector. So weird analogy correlation there.
I mean, if my kid said that I was their Medusa, I'd probably be like, I'm sorry. I did some really messed up stuff. Because that's not a compliment.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty scary. It's definitely not. I heard they were kissing on the lips too on one of the red carpets.
There's so many celebrities. Yes,
Here's
we're
a
looking
picture.
at it.
Yes,
I'm gonna just say I'm not okay with it.
I'm not either.
It's strange to me because my family does not kiss on the lips. I don't even share beverages with them. But Tom Brady does it, and he wins Super Bowls. He kisses his dad on the lips. So maybe.
Hey guys, it's Steph in the booth here, and if you guys look at the photo, this is from the Marriage Bootcamp red carpet.
Oh,
So,
recent.
Yes,
Well, very recent.
very interesting.
Well, see, now that's the thing. When you throw the child into this adult role early on, where almost, he's the breadwinner, like he's the father of the group, and then you have this weird dynamic with the mom. It's not. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. I do remember reading an article where he was basically saying like everything on this show is true, which we all understand because we've seen. So maybe they made up, and that was his way of saying like, "Oh, I love my mom. We made up." I don't know, but that was still kind of weird.
I could deal without just a hug.
Oh yeah, like a tight hug, maybe like a 5-minute crying session and a pat on the back.
Or what about like a tat? Like, I love Jane. Mama
Oh,
Jane.
his mom? Please don't put it on his head. Oof.
I mean, it's better than kissing.
It's better than the Medusa on his face. So that might be a better
He
suggestion.
could meet a lady named Jane eventually.
It was like, who's Jane? Excuse me. Who's Jane? Oh, gosh. Alrighty. Do you have any predictions for our show?
Well,
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
ooh, I love the spooky music.
Right.
So Halloween-y. It's going to be explosive. People are going to walk off. We already kind of saw a little clip where Jane's packing her bag. She's like, not dealing with this. This will not be the last we hear of Corey's resume.
Oh, gosh.
I wonder if they'll be able to get his wife to open up a little more, because it seems like she's there solely to just be Corey's hype gal, and maybe she could speak to, well, your brother does do this, but you do this. But I don't know if she'll actually do that. As far as Laura and her family, I think it's gonna be rough to watch the more we dive into this molestation when she was younger. And Alexis, just a lot of crying.
Yeah.
A lot of crying.
She looks
And her
like she's
mom's
going to cry a lot.
Not gonna cry, I don't think.
Ooh, that's going to be sad.
I know.
Oof.
How about you?
Well, I definitely see Aaron and his mom going off on his mom. I mean, we keep seeing it, but he's going to get crazier. I just hope it doesn't get any crazier than what we've already saw. For the Govins, I feel like they have some type of secret that they're just really, it's underneath, and it has to come out. And
You think it'll come out?
it has to, because why their dad is so disconnected from their mom, it baffles me a little bit.
And why, they're probably not going to say who the person was in the family, but why was the dad so quick to believe that person than his own daughter?
Correct. That's a good one. Yeah, for the Bellinos, I don't know. She's so hard to like.
She's going to just hop in Dr.
Yeah.
V's chair and be like, now I've done 8 years of therapy.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Yeah, I already knew that. They already told me that. Tell me something different. Yeah. But these families are nuts. I see more chaos coming, of course.
So much chaos.
Yeah.
Lots of walk-offs, lots of yelling.
Yes, but honestly, we love it. That's what reality TV is for.
Exactly. It's what it's for. And they're here to be emotional and let
Yes.
that out. And now, granted, there's cameras watching them, which must be really strange. But it'll be very interesting to see, because they have to do all the different exercises throughout the season, how they work as a team, how they come together, what they do if they get like lie detectors or something, which we've seen in.
Yes.
Do you think there's anything we'll see that we've seen in previous seasons? They've had lie detector tests.
I mean, I saw that whole dog thing that I don't agree with, when the dog attacks them and they're running. So we know that's going to happen.
Ever the point of that?
I don't know. I feel like I would just never do that. I would say no.
No.
I would sign off and say no. But we love Marraige Bootcamp, and as do you. So guys, keep coming and keep watching, because we're here. I'm your girl, Zakiyyah Wilbert. You can find me on Instagram at ZakiyyahW_. You can also watch me as I have Top Boy. I do a series on that, and David Makes Man on Wednesdays.
Yay! And I'm Joleen Lunzer. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Joleen Lunzer. And I also cover Batwoman tonight at 10 p.m.
Make sure you guys stay tuned.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principal.